Hi, what's goody in the hoodie? It's your boy ADHD Vixer. In today's video, it's kind of a different video. Obviously there's no game on the screen, but I wanted to show you guys pretty much my rendition of how I make my videos, almost like a behind-the-scenes tutorial, right? A lot of YouTubers do this. Making videos nowadays is not necessarily a hard task, maybe as it was 4 or 5 years ago, because there's more equipment now, there's more free softwares you can use, but I feel like it's just interesting to see how people do it. So I'm gonna do my rendition of how I make my videos, and I'm gonna show you guys what I use. Now, mind you, heads up, okay, you don't need everything that I have in this video. I mean, some things you might require, yeah, obviously, because you can't make videos without it. But there's always a way to make videos with what you have. Okay, being someone who has not had a computer for the majority of his recording, of his YouTube career, I would say, whatever I'm saying. But my point is, you don't need all the things that I list here. You can find ways to do things yourself. You can have, everyone starts somewhere. Even if your quality you think is shitty, it's fine. Everyone starts somewhere. And then later as you go, maybe you get money, you get a job, you get whatever. Then you buy like a computer. Then you buy OBS, things like programs. Not OBS because it's free, but you get my point, all right? So let's get into it and let's show you guys how I do this. Alright, so the first thing you'll notice is this weird image of like a linear, I don't know. I find it interesting, but this is what I use to record my programs, or my games and programs that I play on and things like that. Programs, the hell. I use OBS. OBS stands for Open Broadcaster Software, and this is what most people use to record in general because it's free and it's really, really good. If you want to get something a little better and a little more just overall better quality, you want something that's called NVIDIA Shadowplay, but it only really works if you have an NVIDIA based graphics card. I do, but I don't care. This is good enough. So what's happening here is this is recording the screen on the the right monitor on my setup. So I'll put a picture on screen. I have 2 monitors. It's recording the one on the right, which means any program loaded on the right side of the monitor will be recorded, in this case OBS, which is why you're seeing this infinite loop of OBS on the screen, versus if I take it out here, now it's recording on the right side still, but of course OBS is not on screen, so therefore it is now recording something totally different, whatever's on the screen basically. Here is, let me go back. As you can see, I have my video capture, display capture, audio output capture, and audio input and audio output capture. So essentially what's happening is the video capture is my camera, my webcam. It was like a $20 webcam, not even, I think it was like 12 bucks. I forget. I'll put an Amazon list on screen. It was really cheap. It cost me basically nothing. It was a penny webcam, but it's really good for what it is. Of course, it's not a Logitech or anything. It's not a Brio. It's not a Razer, but it works. It works. Next is my display capture, which is my games. This records the screen. Now you're probably wondering, because you can actually add a game capture right here. The game capture works a little better for games than the display capture, but here's the thing. If I'm playing a game and I'm recording on OBS and the game crashes with the game capture, the recording just stops. Versus on the display capture, it just continues recording the display, right? So it's not, it'll record just the home screen, which is fine. And then my audio input is my Razer mic. This is the mic my girlfriend got me for Christmas. It is a Razer Siren Mini. It's really good for 60 bucks, almost 70. You can't beat that anywhere else, man. You really can't. And of course, my pop filter I got from a mic I bought myself a while ago. Those $40 Amazon mics. They're really shitty, but whatever, they work, I guess. And then last but not least, my output capture records the audio, because obviously, what's the point of recording a game if you have no audio of the game? So anyways, guys, that'll do it for OBS. So now we move on to my editor and what kind of editing software I use. All right, boom. All right, so now we're on my video software editor, which is called DaVinci Resolve 17. Now, the reason why I use DaVinci Resolve as opposed to maybe Adobe Premiere or something like that is because it is entirely free. And when I mean free, I mean completely free. There's no, there's no time limits. There's no watermarks. There's no catches. We're going to load up a new project, so you're going to click Untitled Project. So now what I mean by that is there's no gimmicks. It's completely free, and you can use it however you want. And you can get a pro version of this, but it's not really what I need it for. I don't do heavy editing. I just do light editing, transitions, basic stuff, cutting, pasting. And this is actually used by a lot of Hollywood movie people, so this is a very reputable editor. I looked into it because I was like, really? And it's good. It's good. So the first thing you want to do is you want to put a video on the screen to edit, right? So no clips in Media Pool. Mind you, if you use Adobe Premiere, it's different. It will be different. Every editor is kind of different, but this is essentially the gist of how I make my videos using my editor. So we're going to load up here. We're going to go all the way to videos. And then we're going to type the date that it was recorded at, because that's usually how I find my videos, because I don't title them before anything, before I like upload them or something like that. So we're going to click there. It's going to load up. Okay, so right here, these are the 3 captures that I made during that day, on that time, whatever. So now we're going to find the one I want, which is this one. This is the second episode of, or sorry, the 4th episode, I believe, of Wolfenstein. And you're going to drag it and drop it into the no clips in Media Pool section, and it's going to ask to change frame rate. You're going to click change. Very simple. And now you are done. You have it in, but then you have to drag it and put it into your timeline, right? And so now this is the audio and this is the game. It's going to separate those two pretty much. And now you can edit your video. So now we have the actual video inside of the software. Now we're going to add my intro. So we're going to go back to the thing. We're going to go to videos. Where, like I said, wherever you store your shit might be different. Mine is just in videos and stuff. I have it everywhere because I'm not organized. But just like that. Now, if you play it, well, I have no audio output captioning. You should hear the intro, right? And then from here, there's an abrupt change, right? Now, one of the things that you'll know is that when I'm talking here, it takes a while for me to actually start like talking and stuff. So that's why we usually just find where I start talking, wherever that is. So a little more maybe here. Alrighty. What is good? So then we'll go here and we cut, split, and then we cut all that extra part. Just get rid of that. So now, what is goody in the hoodie? It's your boy Eddie. So it might be coming out through the mic. Sorry, I didn't realize that. But essentially, you get the gist, and that's essentially what happens. So now that we have that, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add a transition, because from here to here, it's kind of abrupt, kind of lame. We're gonna add a transition, and we're gonna add, let's see, we want, my favorite is this one, the noise dissolve. This one's really sick, like a watery, kind of liquidy, kind of flowy. Yeah, really cool. And then there you go. Obviously, I don't want the mic to pick up the audio from the speakers, but in fact, let me turn it down there. Okay, so now we have the game on the screen. We have basically the first part done. Now what I do is I cut wherever I pretty much die, or pretty much anything that I don't want the people to see, because they don't need to see it, like deaths, you know, respawning. Let's say I spawned at a different place, I have to go back. You don't need to see that. There's no point in you seeing that. So I just go and I scroll and I scroll and I scroll and I scroll and I scroll, and I'm like, okay, so where do I die? Where do I die? Right? Where is it that I'm dead? Or where is it that something's, and usually you know where it is because you have it in your head from the last time you recorded. So we're gonna go here, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. In fact, we can even use this one a little bit and just kind of, okay, so right there, as you can tell, I pretty much died. So we're gonna start here, let it go, mother trucker, dude, cut, or split, sorry. And now we're gonna keep going until I get back to that place, right? Because obviously, watching me do it all over again would be stupid. See here, I went back to the beginning level, the previous level, which is stupid. We're gonna go a little more here, here, here. Alright, so right about here is where usually I am at. So I'm gonna split, cut, and there we go. Obviously, so this is essentially how I do it, and then I just cut and cut and cut the whole thing, and then I add maybe text on the top. You want to add text, you can add tiles, you can then figure out, okay, I like this one, maybe, so then you can type on the text box something along the lines of, I don't know, hello world, and then when you play it, that comes up. And then if you want to add a transition, maybe you can even do that. You can even add transitions to the text, which I find freaking awesome. Most free editors don't even let you do that. So now it's going to dissolve and come in, and then it's going to dissolve out with the whole liquidy kind of thing. Really cool, really cool. Anyways, guys, so now I'm going to edit this video fully, so you guys kind of got a sneak peek of Wolfenstein. Yeah, hope you guys like that. And then I will be back, and then I'll show you how I Photoshop my thumbnails. All right, so now we're loading up into Photoshop. Photoshop, I think it's 16. I'm not sure what version of Photoshop this is. This is the latest version, but I'm not sure what version that is. Anyways, we're here in Photoshop, and so the first thing we're going to click on is obviously, so obviously I already have my thumbnails made. I usually just change the number, but the thumbnail's done. But I'm going to make a new one just to kind of show you guys how it's done. So we're going to make a new one, go to custom. This is the kind of width I use and the height I use to make the thumbnails because it's just what I found works best. Click OK. And here we go. Now we have blank canvas. We're going to make this black. So we're going to click here. I'm sorry, no. My bad. First thing we're going to do is we're going to add a picture of the game's cover art, which is what I use. PNGs preferably, but if you can't find a PNG, that's fine. You can very well make do with just a regular old image. So we've dragged and dropped our image into Photoshop here. And now we're going to make this a little bigger just to kind of match the ends here. And now what we're going to do is essentially we're going to do some shading, which basically allows like a depth of field almost into the thumbnail. So we're going to do what's called the selection tool, quick selection tool. And we're going to select what we want. In this case, this German soldier guy. So we're going to just kind of start highlighting him, and it will automatically try its best. Sometimes it's not perfect, but I mean, for what it is, it's pretty smart actually. So we're going to do that. Do it more like up top here. Get a little bit of his helmet. Stop. Go again. Stop. Go again. Grab his backpack. Grab his sleeve. As you can see, some parts are being, you know, not fully cut right, but that's okay. And then we're going to take his. Oh, see, just like that. Which is why you don't want to do it in one go. You want to kind of like slowly, just a little bit at a time, so that in case you need to control Z, you don't have to control the entire thing and restart. But anyways, that's about good enough. We can even try. Yeah, you know what? That's good enough. Then we're going to click on here. And then we're going to, oops, sorry. We're going to copy this layer actually. First of all, we're going to do that. Okay, so now we've copied our layer into Photoshop. Now we're going to take that initial layer that we had, and we're going to do the same thing again. And this time we're going to cut out using the masking tool, which essentially allows it to be sort of its own entity, which then we can do pretty much whatever the hell we want to it. So let's just do that. Alright, so now we have our image selected. Maybe you can do a little more on the side. Whoops. Tiny bit there. Okay, so now we're going to take our image and we're going to click the little shadow masking thingy button. And then now it's going to be its own little section. So right now it's separated from basically the entire thing. So we can, oh, whoops. So now if we were to click on our object, we'd be able to move it with the move tool however we want. As you can see, it's its own thing. But we're going to leave it back where it was because we want it to be shadowed. So now we're going to click on that object right here. We're going to go to effects. We're going to add, we'll add an outer glow because outer glow is pretty sick. So now we're going to add a shadow, right? So we're going to shadow, maybe do a little more opacity like this. Maybe some noise. Nah, we'll do no noise. We're going to do a little bit of spread, just a little bit. And then the size, we're going to make it a little small. So now right there, you can see it has sort of a shadowy effect, which makes it pop out. So when you see the thumbnail on YouTube, it like, boom, pops out at you, which is really cool. And essentially we're going to do that to all the, not all, but whatever we feel like is best. And then from there, we're going to add text, very basic. So we're going to add text. We just simply click on here, go here. And then we type in, now don't mind the weird funky font. We're just going to type in cool bro, just an example. And then we're going to click it, move it over here. And now we can do essentially the same thing with the text. We're going to click here, outer glow, maybe do the same sort of effects with the little gray slash thingy like that. Then we can go here, add some drop shadow. Drop shadow is pretty cool as well. You can then move the distance. You can even move where the drop shadow goes. So maybe like something like that. Maybe add some distance into it. And there you go. And there you go. Essentially, that's how I make my thumbnails. It's not that hard. It's really easy. Anybody can do it. There's probably way better ways to do this to make even better thumbnails faster. But this is how I do it. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys liked it. Obviously, then we just upload. That's different. I won't show that because my account is there and I don't want to show anything specific. But essentially, yeah, I hope you guys liked it. This is how I edit my videos. You can follow these exact steps to make your own videos, make your own content, and make it big on YouTube and make $1 million. I'm kidding, but you get my point. Anyways, guys, peace out.